guys? Welcome to the Nerd Mulisha. Today we're talking Justice League. I've seen the movie like 6 times so far. It's really cool. Geez, there's so many reasons why this movie is freaking awesome. But this is not that video. I'm not doing a review, guys. Just check it out. It's a great movie. You're gonna have a fun time. If I could say what I have to say about the movie has to go into what this video is about, and that's the future of Zack Snyder's universe. So, we all know there is a future, or at least there is a written down future. Earlier on, before the Zack Snyder movie was officially released, somebody leaked the original ideas for their first movie, second movie, and the third movie. Now, the first movie, which is Zack Snyder's Justice League, I would have to say went exactly like the leak said it was going to happen, like from the start to the finish. The second leak was going to take place during the Nightmare timeline, and then the third movie would pick up with Flash in the Nightmare timeline having gone back and warned Bruce and get the team ready to fight Darkseid head on before the Nightmare timeline could happen. So that's what we know. But also these leaks happen, or at least these stories happen, way back when, like way back when the first BVS popped off. So now we're in 2021, and there'll probably be a lot of changes done moving forward with Justice League 2 and 3. Question is, moving forward, if the green light happens, can Zack Snyder deliver something new and impact the comic book movie genre? And the answer is yes. I mean, right out the gate, this movie with the Justice League Snyder Cut was it was so much. I hate calling it darker, but it was a dark tone, and it was violent. It was very like hyper violent. Like, it was good violence. Like, fucking Wonder Woman killed people, and I'm not saying that in a negative manner. Like, Wonder Woman was fucking Wonder Woman, and I know a lot of people didn't like that, but man, there's so much to unpack in that, and I think I'm gonna do that later in this video. So that being said, them being so drastically different makes their impact greater. Like, what Marvel does is amazing. The comedy is awesome, the lightheartedness is awesome, they do get you in the feels, the bright colors are amazing. I love Marvel, and there's no but after this. And DC's darker tone and their violent tone is so awesome. Like, everything needs its opposite. Disney needed DreamWorks, Pepsi needs Coke, DC needs Marvel. Be that different would be so awesome, and that's how Zack is impacting this genre of comic book films. Look, like, you're never in a Marvel film going to see Pepper Potts and Iron Man hook up. You're never gonna see Captain America seal the deal with Agent Carter. You will probably never, ever get the relationship between, I don't know, Wolverine hooking up with Jean Grey. Like, those are all things that you will not see on camera. There's more a hope of something like that, where geeks could get their nerdy wet dreams met in this darker, or this more adult universe, the Snyderverse. Like, this is an this is an unfair comparison, or yeah, comparison I will go with. But like, Marvel is more of like the teenage genre over here, and that's sort of unfair to say. And then DC's Snyderverse would be sort of the adult. So I mean, I'm bringing up those examples just to say that Snyder and his team can impact the genre simply by being them. Darker and more violent. Killing these adult themes will already set them apart. And again, I'll address the room. I know a lot of people don't like this dark theme, but let me ask you, what was Marvel's best movie? I won't even let you finish that. Marvel's best movie have all been movies dealing with darker tones. Like, Winter Soldier still goes down as Marvel's #1 movie, and it dealt with some dark stuff. Hell, DC itself, well, DC animation didn't see a renaissance in its animation and a boom in its animation wing until the Red Hood came out. And that movie was hella violent. Basically, if Zack sticks to what he knows, yes, they will make a cultural impact and hopefully bring the comic book movie to a higher stature. How can Zack achieve this? How can this move forward? I'm gonna tell you. Look, at this point, the studio really needs to trust Zack. And honestly, I say this often, there are two people in this company that just need to be gone or need to be redirected or at least be talked to about how things are going to proceed. And I'm looking at you, AT&T. You need to trust Zack Snyder and you need to trust his team and you need to have a conversation with Walter and Jeff Johns to not interfere with this guy and let him do what he's doing. Look, I'm on the bandwagon that like Zack should not be left to his own devices, but like get him somebody who actually works with him, who actually has great input. Like if you want to have a studio guy there, have somebody there whose sole purpose isn't to destroy his vision. Also, don't be afraid of out-of-the-box thinking. Look, I know something came out that Zack thought about making Lois and Batman be in a relationship or at least in like a codependency relationship while Superman was gone. That is a brilliant idea. And I say that it's a brilliant idea because it's low-key. Selfishly, it leaves it open for me to maybe get Superman and Wonder Woman together, which has happened. Like, that's a better match for him. And I said this to a friend recently, and I might have said it in a video too. Like, honestly, Catwoman, or not Catwoman, but Lois Lane is a better pick for Bruce Wayne than anybody I've ever thought of. Like, literally, she's Catwoman, but legally. Depending on what version of Lois Lane you like, her dad's a fucking army captain. She can get in and out of shit. Like, she's a fast talker. She sneaks, she gets evidence. Like, she's Catwoman, but legal. She's perfect for Batman. So don't be afraid of out-of-box thinking. Some out-of-box thinking works. And that's how we're gonna move forward with this. Don't panic over so-called, I guess, geek influencers or YouTubers. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will. I am effing legit, man. Like, I have comics up the wazoo. I read these things. A lot of my books are just chef's kiss, right? But a lot of YouTubers and a lot of Instagram influencers and a lot of people who have a lot to say that get you guys all panicky, 90% of them have never read a comic book. Never read a comic book. Like, the people complaining that Wonder Woman killed or Batman had a gun, like, understand that these people did these things. Batman actually held guns. People actually got murdered. It wasn't to the comic book code or the authority stepped in that these things changed. So literally, when you're watching a Zack Snyder film, you're watching a film that's based on comic books before the CCA stepped in. So to sit here and say that these characters don't do these things or people don't die is ridiculous, because they've done these things in other comic books and Elseworld comics and before the CCA was even a thing. But these are things they won't know because a lot of people are watching Grace. This happens in my life now. Like, I have friends that watch YouTubers like Grace and Cinema Blend or whatever the hell they're called, and like, I don't see that as a diss, but I don't think, if these people read comics, they read them years ago, I don't think they're currently reading them, but like, that's what DC and the CCA was invented, because DC Comics was so violent. Well, I don't want to give all that credit to DC. Marvel has some shit to do with it too. But that being said, the most violent comic books are the best comic books that people love. Kingdom Come, for one, was great. Recently, the Joker War happened. That was heckin' violent, and that was great. It literally had a dead Alfred come back. Like, Batman had to deal with his dead surrogate father with his neck snapped to shit, zombied, and coming back and talking shit to him. Like, that happened. Don't get me started with Death in the Family and everybody's favorite Dark Knight comic they like to quote. Freaking Dark Knight Returns was also super violent. Hell, half the comic book TV shows that are super successful are all from violent comic books. The Boys, Invincible. There's some shit that happens in Invincible that I'm not sure the TV show's gonna depict. I don't think they're gonna be able to cover, like The Walking Dead. These are all franchises and comic books that are based on hyper-violent comic books, and the TV show or movie counterparts are doing phenomenal. If he does decide to come back and make more films, I think he should set himself what a council. Like many of those YouTubers I just named, Grace or Tyrone Magnus would be great too. And I know they both those people did interviews with them. But I mean, like, people who really give a shit about comic books that did interviews with them, like, get on people who are in the culture and say, like, hey guys, what do you guys think about this idea? And these are people who know comic books today, and say, I think that, okay, well, how would you work that? That's a good idea, but how can we make that work? Or, you know what, Zach, I don't think that's gonna work, man. That's not gonna go down. Like, I don't know who the fuck's in charge with Titans over on HBO Max. It started off great, and now it's like crazy. I think that's Jeff Johns shit too. Stay away from whoever is over there. Get yourself a new, like, a council of geeks to help you plan this out, unless you've already got your ideas. But just spitball them something, you know? Being said, I think the future of DC looks great, man. Like, whether or not somebody from Zack's team sees this video or AT&T sees this video, I say all this stuff to say, like, yeah, I think the future of the Snyderverse is here, and it can't happen. Thanks to shows like The Mandalorian that developed the technology for whole episodes to be filmed in the studio. Now, actors who may feel that they're older in age and can't dedicate that time to get into shape, can shoot all this stuff in studio. They don't have to go far. They live in LA, drive down, shoot all this stuff. Zack Snyder and his team rely heavily on special effects, so that's already done. It's a done deal. So yeah, the tech is there, the want is there from the people, just a little bit of caring from all parties, I think. Fudge, I mean, like, I don't know what this means, what they're doing with future properties, because again, we have Suicide Squad that's coming out. I know everybody's talking about Patty Jenkins and this whole Wonder Woman thing, but I wouldn't blame that solely on Patty. I think that's a Wonder Woman Gal Gadot thing. They need to go back to the drawing board on that one and try to fix as best they can. Geez, there's just like so many things that are going up, and I guess realistically they don't have to fix any of those issues. Like Patty Jenkins could go ahead and make Wonder Woman 3 and not have an issue with Zack's verse, right? Because we have the multiverse now, thanks to Flash using it twice to reverse time. We have 1,000,000,001 offshoots. So over here, the Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman could exist, then over here, the really kick-ass Wonder Woman can exist, you know? Like, the possibilities are endless now. But there's hope, right? And hope is what the Justice League is, you know what I mean? And I think it's very possible and highly likely for us to get these things, whether or not Zack would come back on as to direct, or big move AT&T. I mean, put Walter somewhere else and bring in Zack as the head of, I don't know, DC HBO Max or DC in general. Like, hello. Just put him somewhere, you know? But yeah, I think these things could happen, and there's a lot working for it. There's a lot of positivity. The numbers are great. I'm constantly watching Batman, or not Batman, but Justice League. So here's the hope, right? Yeah, I think it all looks good. All right, guys, if you like where I'm going with my channel, please give this video a like. Don't forget to share this bad boy. You know, every little bit helps. Comment down below. You know, I'm a smaller YouTuber. I don't really censor myself, so, you know, I probably won't be favored by the algorithm and whatnot. But yeah, go ahead and do all that fun stuff. As usual, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys later. Stay excellent.